Hamjambo, karibu sana katika kaunti ya Kilifi. Welcome to our 8th annual Editors Convention, where this year's conversation is anchored on 3 T's: truth, trust, and technology. Can we have truth without trust? Can we build trust without technology? And what role is media in Kenya playing in the digital age? Let's look at the numbers. Currently in Kenya, we have more than 27 million internet users, and everyone, including the media, is eyeing this audience for revenue generation. But good news is, media in Kenya is embracing AI and emerging tech for storytelling. However, it has proven to be an expensive venture. That's why we appeal for support, resources, and policy formulation that is media friendly. What about technology and safety and security of journalists? This remains a major challenge, both offline and online. Offline, more than 100 journalists were killed worldwide in 2024, and more than 500 were jailed. Online, we've seen journalists being trolled, threatened, and silenced. So how do we navigate this? That's why we are here.
As 2025 draws to a close, journalism in Kenya stands at a defining crossroad. Vibrant and creative, yet facing unprecedented challenges.
That was aimed directly at me.
Political pressure, dwindling revenues, and the relentless wave of digital disruption have redefined how news is gathered, verified, and consumed. The struggle to remain free, fair, and financially sustainable has never been more urgent.
The issue of shrinking revenue is not gonna end soon. So we must brace ourselves and look at new ways on how we can sustain media houses. And KEG has been exploring different models, but the main model that KEG has been trying to push for is to have the government set up a media sustainability fund.
There's a real want in terms of equipment by journalists at the state broadcaster. So this is an area which the Guild might not be able to really meet, but it's an area that the government would then meet by resourcing the public broadcaster.
The media landscape in Africa is losing up to 30% of its revenue to digital platforms.
Most media houses are pursuing other ways of kind of widening their revenue streams. And this they are doing through things like sponsored content, things like diversification of what their core business is.
Then comes the new disruptor, artificial intelligence, promising efficiency and innovation, but also blurring the line between truth and manipulation.
When AI came into being, most of us saw it as a threat. We thought AI had come to take up our jobs. We thought AI has come to replace us as journalists, but through collaboration, it has been an eye-opener for us.
From where I sit, technology has really disrupted how we do our journalism, in the sense that we are no longer what we used to call the gatekeepers. Right now, the audiences are part of what we do in every day. They actually even dictate some of the stories that we do.
So we are seeing traditional journalism doing more of the why, explaining, and even debunking some of the information that is flowing around the spaces that people consume news. So there's the issue of efficiency. It's made the turnaround of news faster, quality better, reach wider.
Let's just do proper journalism at first, so that the story that you are investing in, it is properly sourced, it is credible.
As Kenya Editors Guild, that's where we come in, through training, through mentorship, and just having journalists report, taking into consideration ethical values, yes. So it's good to embrace technology, but at the same time, remember that you use technology responsibly.
Through the exchange programs with CGTN, we were able to go to China twice. We toured different media houses, and we were able to learn how they're using AI for storytelling. So that for us was a landmark, a milestone.
Through all these transitions, the Kenya Editors Guild has remained a steadfast defender of press freedom, training editors, supporting journalists, and championing ethical, independent reporting.
It was on the 16th July 2024 when my journalistic career changed for the worst.
Behind every headline is a human story, and Kenya Editors Guild has stood shoulder to shoulder with journalists under threat, offering legal aid, solidarity, and hope across borders.
We were on top of the vehicle where we were filming from. We were hurt. I'm actually wearing the specs because my eye was affected.
Indeed, it's been a really, really tough time, particularly during political events. You know, we've seen journalists being threatened, journalists being arrested, and journalists being silenced, both offline and online, both by political actors and non-political actors. But what has made it easy for us is that as Kenya Editors Guild and Kenya Media Sector Working Group, we have one resolve: to protect and advocate for safety, security, and welfare of journalists.
The 3 bullets were removed from my body. The traumas, I still live with them. And my justice, still not served.
We've been open to engagements. We've engaged different quarters, including the Office of DPP, IPOA, police. We've had conversations with them and even trained senior police officers on how to manage or how to engage media in Kenya. We've signed an MOU with the Law Society of Kenya, all in line with the safety that we would want and protection.
I will start by asking you to introduce yourself as fully as possible. Tell us whatever you want.
In 2025, Kenya Editors Guild set new benchmarks in leadership, hosting an issue-driven presidential debate and transparent elections that strengthened unity and accountability within the Guild.
One of our current projects is with the Gates Foundation on Thought Leadership series. It's about health. It's on the pillar of health. We are also planning to launch the biotechnology handbook during the annual convention in Kilifi. So those are various partners that we work with just to build the capacity of journalists, make journalists report factually, accurately, and from an informed point of view.
As Kenya steps into 2026, Kenya Editors Guild's mission is clear: to nurture resilience, drive innovation, and defend press freedom in an ever-evolving digital era.
As Kenya Editors Guild, our resolve remains to advocate for press freedom, welfare, safety, and security of journalists. But remember, it's not just work and no play. We're also here to network and unwind. Tukutane kwenye gala.